Aben, and the great Aben writes, and I quote, "Hello, Chaim, do you think that HIV/AIDS research should not be funded anymore? The disease is avoidable. It's not like it's cancer. I will make a video with your answer, and as usual, thanks and God bless," unquote. Aben, first of all, let's understand that there are about 2 million Americans who have either HIV or AIDS, who are infected with either the HIV virus or with the full-blown AIDS disease. In comparison, there are tens of millions of Americans who have heart disease or cancer or diabetes or all types of very serious diseases that kill huge numbers of people every year. Do you know that we have spent many, many, many more times the amount of money on HIV/AIDS that we spend on all the other diseases put together? You know that we spend much more on HIV/AIDS than we spend on heart disease, on cancer, on diseases that kill 30, 40, 50 times as many people. Now, this type of blatant discrimination, this is because Hollywood and the news media are full of people, are full of a lot of there are a lot of homosexuals in Hollywood and the news media, and they push this agenda. They've been pushing this agenda for years, where we have research money being given to HIV/AIDS, in many cases almost exclusively. And this has hurt our efforts to get enough research money for heart disease, cancer, diabetes, strokes, and many other diseases that affect a much larger group of Americans, a much wider group of people. So this is an outrageous miscarriage of justice. This is like saying that homosexuals who are AIDS infected because they engage in promiscuous, perverse behavior are entitled to much more public support and public research money than an American who develops heart disease or develops cancer or develops some other disease. It's obscene. After all the money we spent all these years on HIV/AIDS research, and after all the discrimination against people who have cancer and heart disease and MS and diabetes and all of the types of disabilities, after all this discrimination in favor of people who have HIV/AIDS, I think the time has come to cut off any more public research money for this. I don't think a single penny of tax dollars should be spent on this anymore. All of that money now should be given only for research into Alzheimer's, cancer, heart disease, diabetes, and other diseases. That's where the money should be going. That's where it should have been going all these years. And the discrimination that has taken place is really an obscenity and really an example of how everybody in our society suffers because of this small minority of people who have imposed upon the vast majority their diseases and their agenda and have done that to the detriment of everybody else. And I think it's absolutely an outrage, absolutely an obscenity. Anyway, thank you very much, Aben.